It's recording.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dorian Destination Season 2, Episode 10. My name is Shannon, and today I have invited Franco Interian to be part of my podcast.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me to your award-winning podcast. I had nothing to do with it until now. So thank you. Thank you for being so gracious. Yeah. Well, since this is yours, why don't you start
oh my God, we have so much to talk about today.
Yeah. Do
so
a recap.
Big news, you know, we got a quick recap. We got World Cup is coming around. I mean, how amazing, you know? So that's coming.
But you said World Cup.
But I know, but that.
I know, but I have to let everyone know that
this has nothing
Arsenal are Premier League champions, and hopefully, by the time this episode comes out, Champions League champion.
And then Royal Caribbean rejects, which is some big news in Mexico. And then travel credit cards, are they really worth it? So that's a big one because I get so many questions about that. And I want to book with my points and how to use my points. And is this card worth it? And blah, blah, blah. So this is going to be exciting.
Yeah,
well, why don't you start off with segment 1, Franco?
So, thank you, only host Shannon, for allowing me to be part of this. So our first story of the week, or the month really, is that TSA's new Gold Plus program came out. There was an internal memo in May 14th that a public-private partnership designed to streamline airport security is going to happen. Again, this is not like the pre-TSA. This is more of the workers, right? Because of the latest shutdowns of the government, and it seems like our government's shutting down every month. They're taking this step to avoid delays and you know, TSA not working and not getting paid. So they're gonna go to the public sector to try to, or I'm sorry, the private sector to get companies to help out with the security.
So this is like where I'm having an issue with this. I think it's a great idea, but then again, I don't. I know we need help, but if you're telling me that another outside source, it's not the government coming in and dealing with sensitive information, now it's one more person with our information out there. So how do we protect it if it's not the government looking over it?
I mean, come on, like look at social media, that there's no government reform. And those are all companies that are taking your data.
Very true, but I mean, we're international. I don't know how I feel about it, but
well, I get it. I mean, you like the government, and I get it. It gives you a safe feeling in your belly. Okay, you want to give us a story? Well, I mean, again, comment, let us know what you think. I think it's good because I feel like it just seems like our leaders. Oh, I hate this cut. It seems like our leaders in government can't get their shit together, and they're like just shutting down all the time. And it's not fair for the rest of us, our taxpayers, who just want to travel, get away from this madness. Now we're getting affected. Government workers are getting affected because these people, you know, just can't get their crap together.
Also, too, missing. I mean, lately when we've been traveling, you know, we're letting people try to go ahead through the line because they got to catch the next flight because everything is backed up, and it's a hot mess. So
yeah, it is a hot mess.
I'm all about it, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
I talked you into it. You see,
I can see there's more pros than cons. Well, this is a big one because I wanted to say that so Mexico rejected Royal Caribbean.
This story too.
This is story 2.
Okay.
Mexico rejected Royal Caribbean's $800 million Perfect Day Mexico. So as you know, they have Perfect Day in Coco Bay in the Bahamas. They were trying to do something in the Caribbean, on the West Caribbean. And Mexico, after they started building, they've already started the process. And then all of a sudden they said vetoed it, and it's costing a lot of money. I think it's a great idea for this because the only island that they do have is in the Bahamas. So you can only do that if you were doing more of the East Caribbean. This is something nice because it's in the West Caribbean. A lot of people don't realize Mexico is a little bit further west. So they are two different ways. Yeah. However, I don't know why they didn't realize this, but it was close to a Mesoamerican reef. So it was doing a lot of damage. I just feel like they've put so much money into this that they could fix
for me, I find it kind of sketchy that it took them $290 million after Royal Caribbean invested, that all of a sudden they're worried about the reef.
Who knows? I'm sure
it's sketchy.
It's
a little sketchy. I come from Miami, so everything is sketchy. But yeah, I don't know. I understand they're trying to save the environment, but they could. I mean, that reef was there
No, but they
before.
should have thought, right. They should have said, wait a minute, we have this reef. What can we do? Like, you could build it, but maybe trench the water so that the boat can go this way and protect the reef. If they're spending all this money, they should be able to protect the reef. Who knows? I'd love to see the outcome. I don't know if it's gonna. Is it like completely?
I don't think it's dead because you're talking about. No, they already paid $300 million. I'm sure they're gonna figure something out.
Right. I think
Maybe they'll just take the reef and put it somewhere else. You never know.
You can't do that.
You never know. Science, AI, everything could change. But anyway, story 3, Shannon. This is where I want to get to because I'm passionate about this. The last minute 2026 World Cup tickets are suddenly, guess what, guys? Cheaper. It's freaking cheaper. Yes. So with kickoff at June 11th, so I believe this episode will be. It's not good. The wine? At all? What wine is it?
I don't know.
Oh, wow. You're choking and everything.
It's bad.
Ooh. All right. Sorry.
I tried the first sip and I tried to chug through.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay, well, the World Cup is from June 11th to July 19th, as many of you know. But there's still a lot of tickets remaining. San Francisco, Boston, and Seattle through the official platform, and resale prices are dropping. They're dropping even more, which again, I'm shocked. I mean, Boston, San Francisco, I get, but Seattle, like I told you earlier, they are a big MLS town. They have a good soccer. It's much better than WNBA in terms of crowds.
I know how big football is. I'm not saying it's not. I just don't know if it's as big as in the north as it is here in the south. So that was my only discussion about it. So I'm not fully surprised that they're cheaper and that there's tickets available.
Well, just so everyone knows, to get your plans going, the cheapest U.S. host city is the average hotel is $148 a night, and that is in Houston, Texas. And in Canada, it's $400 a night.
Vancouver, but they're always expensive. I've had this conversation with you. Vancouver's so expensive. So I don't know,
Yeah, but it's crazy. I don't know what's happening because and maybe it's the anti-tourism to, maybe the United States. But
also too, like I think people are afraid to travel, war and stuff like that,
Yeah, I mean, but if you're going away from the war, you know what I mean? And it is the World Cup. You'll die for your team, But what's crazy is that FIFA released thousands of pre-reserved hotel rooms back in inventory. So about 2,000. So like Philly in Philly, it's 40% of its Mexico, and then they released 40% of its Mexico block. And I think the reason why Mexico is also down is because of the whole cartel situation that's happened.
Maybe.
And then plus,
or maybe they have the $300 million of Royal Caribbean money.
Maybe, yeah, that they don't need the World Cup.
Amazing.
Well, look at that. My cat just substituted you. So, and then airfares going to Kansas City. What, you want to talk? Airfares to Kansas City are down 16%, Philly 8% versus the summer. So I think so far with the stats, which you don't care about, I think I would go to Philly. Philly's hotel, they're releasing more hotels and the airfare is down to 8%.
What do you think, Vetter?
Yeah, tell us what you think, Vetter. Oh, look, he's staring right at it. Yeah, what do you think, Vetter? All right. So another thing, babe, that I wanted to talk about in terms of the World Cup is look, we just do it like this. That on May 13th, the Trump administration waived visa bond requirements, which usually run between $5,000 and $15,000 for confirmed World Cup ticket holders, athletes, and team personnel. So the administration is trying to just waive those fees so it's easier for people to have their visas and come watch the games for tourism. So that's a pretty upside there, I think, for that.
You don't think they're desperate?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. For Trump to waive $5,000 to $15,000, yeah, there's desperation.
Oh, that's another thing. I'm sure a lot of immigrants don't want to come here. Like people that don't live here anymore. Maybe they used to live here. Who knows?
I mean, but we're talking about visas.
I know. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
I know. You're not digging this episode at all. You're not here mentally, but that's fine.
Fuck that.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go now to segment 2 because I want to finish this episode so my wife could get a colada pen or something. It's fact or fiction, babe. So I want you to close this situation.
So can I close it all the way?
You can. I mean, you don't have to, but you can. All right. So here we go. I think you know this one already because I think the computer died last time. But In the Italian island of Capri, it is technically illegal to wear noisy shoes like wooden clogs on public streets.
False.
You're absolutely false. It is fact. That is actually true, ladies and gentlemen.
See, true or false? In fact or fiction?
It's fact or
Same
fiction.
thing.
It's not. It's fact or fiction. But Capri did put this rule in the 1960s because apparently back in the 60s, everybody wore clogs back then.
Yes.
So they were just walking around the cobblestones like, clack, 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 clack. So
I'm sure it was like
driving.
echoing.
Yeah. So it's not. That's not cool. If I'm a Caprian and I live there and I'm rich as shit, you know, and I hear clack, 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 I don't want that. And people have been fined. So this is something that's and even briefly detained. Imagine getting detained for wearing Swedish shoes.
They're not Swedish shoes. Like
What is it?
first of all, you're thinking the Danish.
It's a summer blowout. That's where.
No. Like you're thinking. No, this is Netherlands. Dutch have the wooden shoes. That's what you're thinking about.
Yeah, the little point or
Right,
whatever.
those are Dutch.
I thought that was Swedish.
No,
So what do Swedish people wear?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, we could do research on that for our listeners that are.
I think they just, that's not their thing.
Yeah, they wear thermal socks. Okay, so number 2. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is the first World Cup ever to be hosted by 3 countries and the first with 48 teams instead of 32.
Yes, true.
You're very true. You're very facted. That was a fact. Yeah. So the first time we're doing a trifecta, U.S., Canada, and Mexico. They did expand the field, which I hate. It's a participation stuff. The United Republic of the Congolans or whatever, they're gonna come and they're gonna get their
That's
asses kicked by
good. Who
Argentina.
cares? They want to be part of it.
All right. Well, the kickoff is June 11th, and you're gonna be able to root for those teams that nobody wants in the field. But thank you for getting it right. You normally don't get these right. So, okay, here we go. Ready?
I thought I always get them right.
You never get them right. All right, ready? The 7-star hotel designation is officially recognized, and the Burj Al Arab in Dubai is the first to earn it.
7-star?
Yeah.
False.
Very good, babe. You're on point. Very good. There is no official rating system above 5.
I know.
All right. So I'm just going to keep going because you're obviously not digging this episode. All right. All right. Ready? This is a good one.
I'm so ready.
Iceland has more sheep than people.
I'm going to say true.
You're absolutely fact.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
I just
fact.
did a whole Iceland thing with a bunch of suppliers, and I remember them saying,
Were they sheep?
no, but
No.
they mentioned something about all the sheep there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to give you some data. Ready? Iceland's human population is roughly 390,000.
That's
Okay?
not that much.
At all, because it's cold. And the country's sheep population fluctuate around 400,000 to 500.
Wow, they're like outnumbered by sheep.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Do you know that Iceland is the only place that doesn't have a McDonald's?
Really?
Yeah, that's why they have a lot of sheep. I'm like, that has nothing to do with anything, but that's crazy that they have. It's pretty much almost like 1.5 sheep per person.
Yeah.
That's nuts, right?
A lot of sheep.
Great. You're giving so much insight in this episode.
I'm
What's wrong? You want to talk about it? So our clients are.
There's nothing wrong.
We could do like a therapeutic segment if you want. All right, let's go to segment 3. Why don't you start us off, babe?
Oh, we're done with fact or fiction?
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of this episode quick.
Okay, hold on. Where am I?
Oh my God, segment 3, babe.
Segment 3?
Segment 3. Keep going.
Segment
going.
4. Segment 3. 5 travel tips of the week. Hidden hacks that will save you money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, this is one that I'm really big on telling. Is this in any particular order?
No, this is just 5 random things that we want to tell people.
Okay, so I always tell everybody this: travel in the shoulder seasons. And what does that mean? That means not the holidays or the summer. So everything else in between. And September is usually the best rate that you're going to get because everyone's going back to school. So everyone doesn't travel during that time because they're back in school. So the airfare is usually a little bit less, September, October, especially heading over to Europe. And then again, it starts like after February, there's cheap flights, and then April.
Well, they say May is also
I was getting there. February,
April.
April, and May
Ah.
are like good times to do that right before the summer. So those are good times. So I agree with this, and they say that this is a big drop. It drops anywhere between 20% to 40% less. So I think that's great. I got a question today by a client. They said, I wanted to do a cruise. We were looking, we saw great prices in October, but it was going to Greece in October. From what I know, that's not a good time. I will say that Greece is opening up a little bit longer because they were known for closing most of the like October to like April, but they're being a little bit more lenient. I think they're trying to bring in the tourism. So I do see it. I see a lot of that. So I love that. Love that. Love that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Tip 2, if you guys are hearing me from behind my cat, stack Google Flights Explorer with flexible dates and incognito browsing. Okay. So basically, most travelers search one route, one date, and then they pay the full price, right? But the trick here is to let the algorithm tell you when you need to go, right? So let the computer tell you when you need to go. It's going to give you the best flights. So Google Flights Explorer with your home airport and anywhere as a destination, right? So anywhere, which I think is pretty exciting.
No, and another thing, I don't know if you guys have noticed, it even gives you an option, like if you have a layover, it says, do you want to extend your layover?
Yeah.
Because you have the layover anyway, and so they do that as well. So I love that they do all of that. I think that's great.
Yeah, and then toggle flexible dates. Moving the travel date by 1 or 3 dates can drop fares between 15 and 30%.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And then use incognito private browsing, because airline sites and OTAs use cookies that can nudge prices up after repeated searches. So they're pretty much price gouging.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So that's pretty insane. And set fare alerts on Hopper, Going, and Google Flights simultaneously.
Yeah.
You want to do number 3?
I'll do number 3. So I'm a little torn with this because I don't know. I whatever, I'm going to say it. But it says to stay outside the city center and use public transportation. Yes and no. I get it that it does. Yes, hotels are usually about $100 to even $200 less than what you would be in the city center. However, if you are planning on staying in that city for a little bit longer, I just feel that the money that you're spending to go back on bus or cabs or Ubers, you're spending it anyway to get back to the city. So I'm a little torn with this. Places like Rome or Paris, I would, just because there's other cities like right outside that city center of Paris that are gorgeous. Right outside Rome, there's amazing little towns and stuff. So some cities I'm all about. But I just feel like sometimes
I think it depends on the town. Like, remember when we went with the kids to Rome and then we were staying outside of the city center, and I didn't enjoy that, trying to get back. Remember, we're trying to get back late from the city, and it was just
the field trip.
It was not
that happened. That was years ago.
And I did not dig that. I mean, I get this, because this is for people who really are tight on money and trying to travel.
I think this is like for younger demographics. For those people that are willing to explore and stuff like that.
Exactly.
The older I get, I want to make things as easy as possible.
Yeah, I want a driver. I want them to massage my feet.
And then imagine having little kids.
No.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm like a little torn with that one. So
Yeah. So, babe, we're flying through this one, which
Love
I
it.
like.
It's so amazing.
Yeah, because is that we did that past profile. It honestly, no joke, I think it's longer than a Marvel movie. But anyway, so segment 4 is the best of segment, right? And so basically, the Quality Edit did an article which I found really, really interesting. It was by Sivian Wheats, and it was published in May. And it's basically that they did Europe in the summer, and they did it 6 different ways. And basically, Sivian ranked basically, his like best ratings for the Euro summer, to have the best Euro summer in Europe. So I thought this was a pretty nice and interesting list, and we kind of just went from I think it was from 6 to 1. So if you want to do 6.
Yeah, so 6 is Montenegro, which I've been to. It's really pretty. It's Europe's newest I don't know if it's been the newest, but yeah, it's really pretty. It's right next to Croatia. And so the cliff notes, the vibe is up and coming, growing every year. The beaches are amazing. You have Morgan Beach. Price range for beach clubs, that's huge all over Europe. So for the day, $35, that is actually really good because most of Italy is like around $80 to $100 for the day for a beach chair at a club.
Yeah.
And then, you could definitely do an Airbnb,
Yeah.
hotel couture, $600 for 3 nights. So that's
It's reasonable.
yeah, no, it is. It's really pretty, really, really pretty. But there is no Ubers, limited taxis, renting a car, which that's what we did when we went there, and
Or hire a driver.
or hire a driver. Yeah, but it's small. Like it's not like a big. And then access easy bus from Durambrick, which is right there. So it is definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. Well, I'll by the way, before I continue the list, I do want to point out that these are the top 6 lists out of 25
25.
European countries that Sivian from the Quality Edit visited. So this is pretty cool. So the next one, number 5, is the south of France, right? So there's obviously this old school classic. Everybody loves the south of France. It's Nice, Cannes, Saint-Tropez, old money luxury. Something that I do not have. I don't even have new money luxury.
I know when I went years ago, I felt like it was so expensive. I could
Yeah.
just imagine what it is
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, so the vibe is the most luxurious, right, of
It
this
is
whole
really
list.
pretty.
It's also the most exclusive feeling, which is why it's only number 5, right? Because you don't, you also want to have a little bit of accessibility. Like when you tell me when you went there to Saint-Tropez and stuff, I was like, I don't think that's my vibe. Like, I'm glad that the wealthy and the super uberly rich have that, and I love seeing that, but I don't want to
It was definitely worth going to.
see and
It is really pretty. I would like to see it as like I say an adult. I was in my 20s, but I would like to see it a little bit older. I will tell you, when we went through Nice, I could not believe how gorgeous that whole area is.
Is it Nice or Nice?
It's Nice.
Nice.
And the buildings were stunning. So I would love to do that. And we were headed to Set, and then we veered off here. So,
Yeah.
but it is very, very, very pretty.
Yeah.
I will
Well,
say.
I mean, it is expensive, but based on his notes, it is possible to do it on a budget with Airbnbs. I'm not an Airbnb fan, but yeah, there's ways to do it. They have an excellent train system, which is great between coastal cities. And renting a car obviously is easy, and parking is tough, which I could imagine.
They're small towns.
Yeah. And pro tip, just reservations at Les Ponts Neuvillés in Nice, and it gets really competitive in the summer. So. Yeah.
All right. Number 4 is Puglia in Italy, and that's that heel of the boot. This is rising up very, very high. It is a little difficult to get to. They're trying to fix it as we speak. But it's kind of like under the radar, very beaches, a lot of wine, small towns. We had probably one of the best bottles of wine there. Really pretty. So they have a town. It's I don't want to butcher. It's like the little trees.
Oh, Albero Bello.
Yeah,
Albero
really
Bello.
pretty. That's what we
Yeah,
were.
it's like cones. They look like cones.
Yeah,
right?
it was really pretty. And that's where we had the wine, and it was really, really, really nice. Matera is inland, but it's up on top of a rock. Stunning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they have converted farmhouse estates. There's a lot of country, but it's also very beachy. It's really hard to explain
Yeah,
it.
there is a lot of beach, and it's what's great is if you stay in that coast, you could do like little trips to like Croatia or Greece.
Yeah, because it's on the Adriatic Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Speaking of Croatia,
Yeah. Number 3 is Croatia. €5 summer trips in one country. Party, hike, sail, swim, and history. So that's what Croatia has to offer, right? So natural, you party, you sail, you swim, and you have a lot of history. So basically, for the cliff notes from Quality Edit, highlight reel is Split to party, Hvar for island hop, Plitvice for waterfalls, Korčula for wine, and Dubrovnik for old city beaches.
Dubrovnik.
I can't pronounce these.
I've been to all of these places when it was
Yeah.
not cool and before Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and I have not, but I've read in some.
It was really pretty. And I have to say, there was hardly any hotels, and this was probably like before Airbnbs. And I'm gonna say the year was 2006 when we were there. And a lady was nice enough to rent us her apartment to 3 girls, and we stayed in her apartment.
Which one got human trafficked?
We didn't, but I will
Yeah.
tell you this. It was super cute too, like apartment. and one of the beds had a beautiful, huge, not small, but I'm talking about huge painting of the Virgin Mary over the bed.
Oh, that's
and
weird.
none of us would sleep in that room.
That's where the last exorcism took place.
True story, Croatia.
That's great.
2006.
Well, a good warnings here. The price. So Croatia is no longer like the cheap alternative. Obviously, people because of Game of Thrones have been going there. So Airbnbs are now averaging about 400, 500 a night. And the Dubrovnik Old City gets slammed during the midday because of cruise traffic. So it's no longer that hidden gem that it once was. And yeah, I think rent a car for road tripping. Uber works in most of the city.
We did. We went all up the coast. It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful beaches I've ever been to was called Puglia.
Yeah, but it was rocky, right? Because it says
it was very rocky. A lot of cliffs, very white. Yeah, it wasn't like the sand beach. It's Adriatic. It's a little, so it connects, that water connects to Greece. So it's a little different. It's not the Mediterranean. It's really pretty though.
Yeah. What do you think the cat's thinking about?
I don't know.
Croatia?
Maybe he's looking for his notes.
Oh, he's looking for his notes. That's what it is.
Yeah, he doesn't give us notes. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, the last two.
Yeah.
Here we go. Number 2 is Portugal. And this is what they call the dark horse winner, world-class cities, wild coastlines, the Azores and Portugal, and everywhere wine. So yeah, Lisbon is great for sightseeing. You have the Douro Valley, which is beautiful. It's the north part where Porto is. And they have the beautiful river there, so you can go and drink wine. The Algarve, which are the beautiful golden beaches, but they have these beautiful caves and rocks and swimming and all sorts of stuff. So, but you know, a lot of restaurants, really cool vibe, very artsy.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'll be hitting that up in a couple weeks. So.
Yeah, what's crazy, one of the notes that they put there, the quality edit, is that it doesn't fit the typical Euro summer mold, and that's why it's appealing, which that's interesting. But I think, you know, and here's the thing, and I'm glad we're doing this segment, but at the end of the day, Europe in the summer is just insane.
Yeah.
It's just insane. Yeah. Price is wildly flexible, budget or splurge, both work, and transport easiest country on the list to navigate without a car. Trains, trams, buses, ride shares are all seamless. What are you going to do with him? Don't. You're going to kill the vibe. All right. So I'm going to take number 1, babe. And this is a place where you still don't want to take me. Okay. Mallorca wins this crown from Quality Edit. Basically, best all around Euro summer winter vibe. It's the perfect island, 300 plus sunny days a year. Okay. So you're going to have a beautiful day. Modes, party in Palma, family time in Camp de Mar. Isn't that where I think that's where they kidnapped that. Well, anyway, so family time in Camp de Mar, total disconnect in Valencia.
Yeah, it was really pretty. I was there in 2005. It was really, really, really pretty. Very pretty. We even did a nice little boat ride at night with the beautiful lit up. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now it's like which I keep hearing, like it's like everybody's favorite, which I've been there. So I was there over 20 years ago. Yeah. But they're saying that the beach vibe and like the beach clubs are just amazing there.
I heard Spain is kicking ass.
Yeah, they're actually having big tennis stuff there this summer.
Well, Nadal's I think retired, so
yeah. So
yeah. But yeah, I don't know why you want to take me to Spain, but I definitely want to go. It's my ancestor, it's the motherland. I would like to go. So pro move, book a villa with a group, right? Splits cheaper and individual hotel rooms in peak season. So that's something we have to do with our friends. They speak Spanish, so it'll be easy. Access, daily flight from Spain to major European cities, usually under $100 round trip. Yeah. So you could go see more. And once they rent a car, trains, buses trains and buses exist, but they're limited. So rent a car.
I always tell everybody rent a car. The people that I put there, I'm always like, rent a car. Unless you're staying right in the city and you're not going to venture out and just want to cab it, then, but it's worth renting a car.
Yeah. So Mallorca it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was how to do the best Euro summer spots. So thank you to the Quality Edit for that list. So this is our last segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're happy, I could tell. Hot topic, babe.
Hot topic.
Are travel credit cards worth it? And I've been contemplating this.
We keep going back and forth.
Yeah, I have like 18 of them, and I don't
It just
think...
drives me insane. We're like, I book all my stuff with points. And I'm like, do you know that you're paying more money with points? You have to be wise with it. There's so many other ways that you can use your points without using all of your points to book one hotel. You would have to be making millions of points a year in order to pay for things. So I'm just a little torn with this.
But I want to give you stats before we get into it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Americans earned 47 billion in credit card rewards in 2024, and they only redeemed 43. So that means 4 billion of those rewards went unredeemed.
I think people don't know how to use them either.
Yeah, it's very complicated, and there's a lot of little rules. There's a lot of small print that I think, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you know who's great at it? Eddie. Eddie does his research. I don't know how he finds the time, but I don't have the time to understand the intricacies of like those how to use it. I just want to use it, give me what I want, and then leave. 30% of Americans saving for a major milestone in 2026 are putting that money towards travel, more than any category. So 32% of summer 2026 travelers plan to use credit card points or miles to cover travel expenses.
Yeah.
I would think it's more than 32, but and 40% of Americans don't have a general travel rewards credit card,
which I almost have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know. So there's so many cards that I think one of them is like with Delta that, you get a buddy pass, but it's only domestic. So you try to save it for those long distance, further flights. There's those cards, but a lot of them come with like a hefty yearly fee. So you have to pay like $600 just to have that card. And then you trying to rack up points and do it. And then that's how people get in debt. It drives me insane where people are saying, I have points and I want to pay for all of this. And it's not going to cover it. I mean, I work with a lot of clients that have taught me very wise things. Instead of using the points to book travel, you can actually cash the points out and get gift cards. And sometimes they're more valuable than you actually putting them towards a hotel. So I had a client pay for their whole Turkey trip with cashed out American Express gift cards with all the points that they had. Another one, if you book a cabin, it can't be economy, but if you're booking a cabin that's a higher one, if you, and maybe it's like business, you can just use your points to move into the first class. So you wouldn't use all of your points to do, but you're still going to pay something, right? So you pay that, and then you use the points to put you in a higher class. And there's smart ways to go about it. There's other ways. There's points, that you put in all your credit cards, and it takes all those points, and you can use 10,000 points from here, 20,000 points from here, and then you only pay $100. There's so many different ways to do it. Do I think it's worth it? I feel like if you are using them all the time and you're racking in those points and you're traveling a lot, then yes, it's worth it. But if you're not a person who spends a lot and doesn't travel a lot, I do not think it's worth it.
Well, based on the research I did, and you're on it, right? So it's worth it. So the bottom line is, yes, it's worth it if you pay your balance full every month, right? Because they say that the interest kills your what you're gonna save.
Right.
So if you're paying the minimum and you have a balance, it's just not worth it, right? If you travel often, like you said, obviously, and then if you use the welcome bonus, so often they do the often $750 to $1,000 in travel value without changing your spending behavior. So basically, the value you actually use exceeds the annual fee, right? Yeah. So that's how you have to evaluate. It's not worth it if you carry a balance, like I mentioned, because of the interest. If you rarely travel, and you only use the annual travel credit and ignore the rest, like math does, you know what I mean? Like, you just do the travel credit, but there's other credits that they give you. You have to take advantage of it to really get your money's worth.
Yeah, I agree.
Am I hitting your face?
No, but you do that a lot.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, but you do it to everybody.
I don't do that to everybody.
Yeah.
No, I go like this or I point. Whatever. So, you know what, babe? I also did this research.
He's so amazing that he did all this research.
I know. For your podcast.
For my podcast.
So that's a selfless act.
I know.
So you don't know which card to get? Well, Dorian,
We do.
Dorian Destinations has your back. Okay, so basically, we rank the top 9 for the most travelers, right, of cards. So Capital One Venture X annual fee is $395 a year, and it's best for premium value. So you get 300 travel credit, 10K anniversary miles, and lounge access, right? So that's number 1. Number 2,
Chase Sapphire.
Chase Sapphire.
A lot of points.
Yeah, it's the best starter travel card, right? So it's 75K point, welcoming, strong dining, plus travel rates. So that's pretty good. If you don't want to pay an annual fee, you have Wells Fargo Autograph. It's 0 annual fee, 3 times on travel, dining, gas, transit, streaming, and phone plans. That's not bad.
No. And I do know, like, a few of these too. I get this question like, oh, I'm traveling. What do I do? And I'm like, call your credit cards, not Amex, because a lot of European places or a lot of countries will not take.
Yeah.
But if you call, and I know Wells Fargo, if I'm not mistaken, is one of them that if you use it internationally, they don't charge you an international transaction fee, which is really good.
Yeah.
Like, so those are good to check here.
Yeah. So Chase Sapphire Reserve is $790 a year. It's best premium Chase for heavy travelers, lounge access, 8 times via Chase Travel. So you get 8. That's pretty good. 8 points if you book through Chase Travel. We have the Amex Platinum. It's $895 a year. Actually, it's less. I pay less. I don't pay 8.
Probably because we've had it longer.
Yeah, best
But
luxury lounges.
We use
Only
it for
worth
the
it
lounges.
if you. Well, here's the thing. I travel so much for work and stuff like that. I can tell you, I got my. I have drank more than $895. I could tell you that in those lounges. So yeah, it's a little bit like more luxury lounges. Only worth if you have actually used the fragmented credits. So yeah, built cards, which I've never heard of, $0.95 and $495 annual fees depend. Best for renters and homeowners turning rent or mortgage into travel points. That's pretty cool.
That is. And then the Amex Gold, which we use, that's our most.
That's the best one. I love that
for
one.
$1. We get so much points from that.
Yeah. No.
And I'll go get groceries and I come home and I pay it within seconds.
Yeah.
So we do get that.
Yeah. So basically, this is our 1-line takeaways. So if one card if you're a casual traveler and you just want one card, Chase Sapphire Preferred, that's the one that we recommend. If you want premium without the highest fee, Capital One Venture X. If you love lounge and luxury obsessed, that's why I have the Amex Platinum. Never want to pay a fee, Wells Fargo Autograph, and pay rent or a mortgage. Take a serious look at Built.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
I think we should do that too because we pay a lot of rent and mortgage.
Yeah. So
there you go.
premium cards aren't always automatically better, but they're better only when the benefits actually fit your travel lifestyle.
Man, that was a great delivery. It actually looked natural. Anyways, thank you for joining us in this very awkward episode where my wife is going through some emotional catharsis. I am Franco, your new host of this episode podcast that Shannon.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, and ciao.
Backlash. Oh wait, are we gonna pause again?
Yeah, pause
for the picture. Wait, do we need like a funny one? Like,
oh yeah. Wait, because it depends on the story, right?
Okay,
so like, yeah.
Okay.
No, say okay, ready?
It's another one.
You're taking the 300 billion. Okay, and then what's the other story?
Like the islands. Like
Whatever.
we went and talked about like all the best places.
Okay.